The Amazon rainforest is burning, and it's not a problem. While it is problematic, it's just a symptom of a problem. The burnings, which were pretty much all caused by humans, made the headlines, and Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, who previously encouraged the destruction of the Amazon, was pressured into banning slash and burn tactics which farmers have been using to clear up land for cattle. 2 days after the ban, 4,000 fires were reported. Brazil's agribusiness has been expanding, and due to economic pressure, it needs to expand even more. Brazilians need to produce more cattle and more food for the cattle, and therefore need more land. So, who's to blame for all of this? Is it President Bolsonaro who has been facilitating the burning? Well, he's just answering to the economic pressure, and the policies put in place have been strongly influenced by global forces. According to leftvoice.org, the policies being put in place are entirely in the interest of global capitalism. Agribusiness in Brazil is entirely dominated by imperialist traders who dominate the distribution of transgenic seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, silos, and logistics. The 4 traders who dominate the country are not Brazilian. 2 come from the United States, 1 from France, and 1 is Dutch. Had it been any president other than Bolsonaro, they would have sold their country to imperialist investors because ultimately the state is the instrument of the wealthy class. So, if Bolsonaro isn't to blame, can we blame the farmers who have been starting the fires? Well, not really. Under capitalism, if you don't expand, if you don't comply to the demands of the market, you or your business will die. They need to free up more land if they want to be able to compete, if they want to survive. So the question isn't who's to blame, but what's to blame. The answer is, of course, capitalism. Capitalism is what forces these farmers to burn the forest, and capitalism is what puts trash politicians that allow the destruction of our ecosystem in power. The Amazon rainforest is burning, and it's not a problem. It's a symptom of a much larger problem: capitalism. The nature of capitalism pushes us to destroy the environment. It's one of the fundamental contradictions of this economic system, and we need to destroy it before it destroys us. Let me demonstrate this contradiction very simply. Capitalism must grow, expand, and create new markets. It relies on infinite growth. If a corporation has an opportunity to exploit and profit, it has to take it. If it doesn't, a competing corporation will take advantage of that opportunity, and the market will kill the corporation that wasn't as profitable. An economy that needs to continuously expand will hit a wall once every resource on the planet has been exploited, and the bigger capitalism gets, the more resources it consumes. A symptom of this is the phenomenon known as planned obsolescence, or the idea that corporations artificially reduce the life expectancy of their products in order for us to consume more. It's much more profitable for the capitalist if you buy a phone every 2 years than if you bought a phone and kept it for 5 years. This happens because as capitalism grows, it needs to consume more resources. Capitalism needs growth, and growth equals consumption. The more you grow, the more you consume, and the more the ecosystem gets fucked. This is imperative for capitalism, and things can just get worse if we go along with it. But what about green capitalism? The idea that you can have a capitalism that somehow encourages responsible exploitation of the planet is absolutely ridiculous. As long as corporations compete against each other in the market, and that destroying the ecosystem puts them at an advantage, which it does, corporations will destroy the environment before letting themselves get killed by the market. That's what capitalism does. Another symptom of that is all the offshoring we have seen in the past decades. Corporations, to compete, need to offshore their production in countries with less environmental regulations and where workers' rights simply don't exist. If they don't do that, they're not as competitive and their corporation fails. And now, we ship products all around the world, multiplying the emission of carbon dioxide. Green capitalism is an oxymoron. It's self-contradicting. Capitalism can't be green. We can fight to stop the Amazon from burning, We can fight to stop pipelines from being built. We can fight to stop pollution in our oceans. But all these fights are a work of Sisyphus if we don't fight capitalism. The Amazon burning, the pipelines, the polluted oceans, those are symptoms of capitalism. If capitalism isn't abolished, these same problems will come back and plenty more will spring up. Capitalism is destroying the planet and we need to stop it. Not reform it, stop it. I'll conclude this video with the famous slogan popularized by Rosa Luxemburg: socialism or barbarism. But let me modernize it. Socialism or extinction. Thank you for watching.